Political analyst, that's James Newsome from UT Taunton. So James, let me ask you once again your take on this. Is it over?
Well, it's not over, but it certainly is going to be a difficult process from here for the president to get any traction, and that's the whole point. The momentum is now totally with President-elect Biden, and it's going to be tough for the president to mount a challenge.
Let me ask you this. Did the Trump team wait too late to start going out, sending representatives into the field to look at alleged voter ballot grabbing? Did they wait too late?
I don't think so. The news snippets that I've been hearing is that they had people at polling places, they have video, they are mounting a compelling case for fraud, but who knows?
Let me ask you this. In Pennsylvania, in their state constitution, the legislature basically runs the ballot counting contest, okay? They're in charge of that, but some would say they basically sat on their hands. So what do you say about that? I know they have a Democratic governor.
Well, the legislature last year, in fact, I took some notes here. The legislature, yes, yes. The legislature last year in 2019, Pennsylvania passed a ordinance called Act 77 that set 8 p.m. on election night as the deadline for all absentee ballots, all ballots coming in.
Yeah, yeah.
Then the Pennsylvania Supreme Court changed that law just weeks ago and set it at days later.
And let me ask you this, it's an elected Supreme Court.
It's an elected Supreme Court,
Democrats, right?
4-3 Democrat versus Republican,
okay.
And that was the vote to change the rule.
Okay, I don't want to stop you there. Keep going.
Okay, so Supreme Court Justice Alito last night issued a directive to separate those ballots because they well may be unconstitutional. And here is why.
Okay.
Article 1, Section 4 of the United States Constitution. The times, places, and manners of holding elections for senators and representatives shall be prescribed in each state by the legislature thereof, not the court. And so the court, by changing the law, is legislating.
Yeah.
Now, they are going to examine those, and almost certainly the Supreme Court will at least look at Pennsylvania.
Let's talk about everything. There was, in fact, this was not alleged at all. In the state of Michigan, they had some software in voting machines that transferred votes from Biden to Trump. And once they discovered that, the votes went back to Trump. And also, from what I read, and there's been such an overload of information, other states also use the same voting machine. So what's going on about that?
Well, from what I heard, there are substantial counties in Michigan that use up to 10 use that particular machine,
software,
and then up to 10 other states. Ironically, most of them that there are legal challenges and discrepancies in the vote.
Anything about Pennsylvania with that?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Pennsylvania, whether they use that or not, but...
Okay, we're talking about the Senate campaign right now. The balance of power of the U.S. Senate is so very important. So pretty much you look at like a couple of days ago, the Republicans had the upper hand on that.
Right.
Now there's vote counting, and it's more like this. So what say you about that?
Well, we have two Senate races in Georgia that are going to go to runoffs. And we have the normal Senate election that comes along every 6 years. Well, one fell this time. And then we have a second race that was a replacement race, a fill-in race. So we have two races. Both of them, neither race received a majority, so they go to a runoff.
All right. So how long?
So it's going to be extremely expensive, very nasty.
How long would that take to count those votes for the Senate there and in Georgia? Do you know?
Well, they supposedly already have them done, but the Secretary of State of Georgia has already issued a mandated recount. So that one particular race was close enough, it could change.
James, thank you very much for your expertise. We appreciate it because there's just a whole lot still out there that's not tied together.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Here at KTK News, you can find the latest on presidential election rallies and protests, including the balance of power with the U.S. Senate and House, and those votes